bare hand slips against a shattered river stone. Flesh parts. Warm blood spills onto the dirt. It hurts. But in that sudden, sharp flash of pain, a terrifying realization is born. Flesh is fragile. Stone is not. Before this moment, you are nothing. You are a naked, soft-skinned ape shivering in the tall grass. You have flat teeth. You have blunt, useless nails. You do not hunt. You hide. You wait in the shadows while the real monsters eat. Saber-tooths, dire wolves, cave bears. When they finish tearing the meat from the bone, you creep out. You smash the leftover bones with heavy, blunt rocks just to suck out the marrow. That is your life. You are a scavenger, a biological victim. Until one afternoon, you swing a round rock down against a thick bone. The rock misses. It hits another stone. It shatters. A jagged piece of flint flies up and slices deep into your palm. You stare at the red line opening across your skin. You have never seen a rock do this. Rocks crush. They do not cut. But this accident didn't just make you bleed. It unlocked a terrifying concept. A concept that would soon doom every other living species on Earth. You pick up the shattered shard. It has an edge thinner than a blade of grass. You walk over to the thick, leathery hide of a dead antelope. Your teeth could never pierce this hide. Your hands could never tear it. But you press the sharp stone against the dead animal. You pull. It slices through the flesh like water. In a single, quiet moment, the rules of biology are broken. Nature takes millions of years to grow a saber tooth. You just made one in an afternoon. You have outsourced your anatomy. You possess a synthetic fang. Suddenly, you are no longer a scavenger waiting for the leftovers. You can carve the meat yourself. You can defend your kill. You look out at the dark tree line, and for the first time, you do not feel completely helpless. But simply holding a sharp rock didn't make early humans apex predators. In fact, it introduced a new, far more gruesome problem. One that forced our ancestors to face the true horror of killing. Having a blade is not enough. To use it, you have to get close. Incredibly close. You are a 100-pound hominid facing beasts that weigh 10 times what you do. You must hide in the brush. You must wait until you can smell the breath of the animal. Then, you must leap onto its back. You must plunge that piece of stone into its neck with your bare hands. You must hold on while it thrashes, screams, and crushes the air out of your lungs. The first hunts were not elegant. They were desperate, bloody wrestling matches in the mud. You feel the life leave the animal. You are covered in its blood. The psychological toll is massive. Killing with a handheld stone is intimate. It is dangerous. Many of your tribe are gored, trampled, and ripped apart trying to do it. To survive this new, violent lifestyle, human anatomy had to physically change. The weapon began to rewrite our very DNA. You realize you cannot keep wrestling beasts in the dirt. You need distance. You take a long, straight branch. You take your sharp stone. You bind them together with animal sinew and sticky pine resin. The spear is born. This is a profound mutation of thought. You have created a lever that delivers death from a safe distance. Because of this invention, human bodies begin to morph. Over thousands of years, our shoulders shift. Our waists narrow. Our wrists become incredibly flexible. We evolve into the only creature on the planet capable of throwing a projectile with lethal speed and pinpoint accuracy. We are literally engineered by the weapons we hold. We stand at the edge of the clearing. We hurl death through the air. The beast drops before it even knows what hit it. We have conquered the food chain. But once you learn how to pierce thick animal hide from a distance, a dark, inevitable question arises. What happens when you turn and look at the neighboring tribe? A blade does not care whose flesh it parts. For generations, the spear was used to feed the tribe. But humans are territorial. Resources run scarce. Water holes dry up. Winter sets in. One day, another group of early humans wanders into your valley. Before the blade, disputes were settled with shouting, chest thumping, maybe a thrown rock or a wrestling match. But now, someone raises a spear. They throw it. It sinks into the chest of another human being. The world changes forever. The weapon is no longer just a tool for acquiring calories. It is an instrument of power. It is an instrument of control. Paranoia bleeds into the human psyche. When the sun goes down, you are no longer just listening for the rustle of a saber-tooth in the tall grass. You are listening for footsteps. You are watching the tree line for beings exactly like you, holding the exact same sharpened stones. We think of the first weapon as a heroic tool of survival. But the truth is, it introduced the one terrifying concept that defines human existence today. That concept is the arms race. The moment the first human was killed by a spear, a silent timer started ticking. If the enemy tribe has stone spears, you need better stone spears. No. If they have better stone spears, you need a way to throw yours further. You invent the atlatl, a throwing stick that acts as a second lever, launching darts at 80 miles per hour. They invent the bow and arrow. Death becomes even more remote. You don't even have to look your enemy in the eye anymore. You can hide in the canopy and end a life with a twitch of your finger. The distance between the killer and the killed grows wider. The psychological burden of taking a life grows lighter. From the shattered riverstone to the spear to the arrow, from the arrow to the musket, from the musket to the missile. It is all a single, unbroken timeline of cause and effect, an endless escalation born from one accidental cut in the dirt. Look down at your hands. They are still the soft, blunt hands of a scavenger. Biologically, we are still the prey animals shivering in the dark. Our bodies never became stronger. Our teeth never grew sharper. We simply learned how to put the sharpness outside of ourselves. We trapped lethality in stone, then in bronze, then in iron, then in split atoms. All of human history, all of our dominance, our empires, and our wars began with a shattered rock and a bleeding palm. The moment we realized that flesh is fragile and stone is not. We didn't just conquer the food chain that day. We became the most terrifying thing in the dark.